guys, welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16. This is part 2 of Decision Day. There was only one decision left on the table, and it was Shaq's.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Shaq and Kirsten and what we thought about the completion of Decision Day. Mm-hmm. If you guys have watched like we watched, you saw Shaq say no. You saw him tearfully try to explain himself to Kirsten. I do think Kirsten was hurt by the no, but I mean, I think it's just kind of everybody is hurt by no.
Yeah.
You know, I believe if she thinks better of it, she'll understand that was for the best.
Yeah.
But I did feel bad for her in the moment. And once again, Shaq was unimpressive to me. I felt like he was really kind of digging in unnecessarily so at that point, because here he said, you know, I don't feel settled with us, so my decision would be to get a divorce. Mm-hmm. And then he goes on into his teary rampage about how I don't know what more I can do to show you I'm there for you, and et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, my husband made a good point when we were watching that, which I'll let you make. But, you know, essentially he was saying you did show her and she received it. Mm-hmm. And now what he did with it beyond that was, I don't know, unreasonable in my opinion. So, Dave, your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Let me first start by saying I had a lot of high hopes for Shaq during the course of this season. I was Team Shaq, definitely for the first half of this season, almost at least. I thought that he had a lot going on for himself. I thought that he was going to be a really good husband for Kirsten, especially if she liked him back, if she was going to give him an opportunity. Mm-hmm. She gave him the opportunity, and it was like a wide receiver with two left hands. It was just like he fumbled the whole thing. Mm-hmm. It was very difficult to kind of like watch it just unfold from week to week, as he couldn't get over the first initial rejection.
No, I believe that too. And I think some of our viewers share that point of view. It just seems like either he wasn't accustomed to, mm-hmm. or he wasn't prepared for, not being liked for his appearance right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And that carried him the full way. He never got comfortable. Mm-hmm. He never was secure. And I think projected that out, even with things that made it seem like he was overreacting to them. Yeah. You know, like saying that she wasn't coming with him mm-hmm. places. And, you know, I think that she went above and beyond mm-hmm. to try to make sure that she was available for him. And it was just always a complaint. Nothing was ever enough. So here I'm going to come to all the trips with you. And his reaction to that is, yeah, but I want you to want to come. You know, it just became really frustrated and nitpicky hearing from Shaq. I'm not necessarily surprised that he said no. I'm surprised that Kirsten said yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he caught her off guard. Mm-hmm. I'm not really buying the whole thing when he's talking about, she said, let's not talk about it, or I don't want to hear what you have to say until decision day. I'm not really buying that.
So you think he tried to snatch the rug from underneath her?
I think that was part of it. Yes.
Like he wanted to get even.
Yes.
Like you rejected me, you hurt me, you did this on camera. Yeah. And if I get the opportunity, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to snatch the rug right from underneath you, because here's the thing. If my wife doesn't want to talk about something, but if I feel she needs to know this for her own safety, her own mental wherewithal, then even though she don't want to talk about it, I'm going to say it. I'm like, baby, you need to know this. We're about to go into decision day, and I'm going to say no. I just don't want you to get caught off guard. Mm-hmm. You know? That is if you care enough about the person.
He claims that he didn't even know what he was going to say.
He's lying. Shaq knew exactly what he was going to say weeks ago. I think even going back to that whole speech, this is not a want anymore. This is a need, however he said it, so dude, you knew back then. Stop playing around. Stop, whatever this whole facade that you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, his demeanor was definitely off for the last several weeks of the show, where he seemed checked out. Again, this goes back to me saying I'm surprised that Kirsten said yes, because one of the things that she said that resonated with me a lot was, I want to feel like, or I want you to make me feel like you like me. And he wasn't acting like he liked her. So I was surprised that she was okay with that. And I was trying to understand and process her decision more so than his. Like, is she, I don't know. I think a lot of people get on this show and they really, really, really do want to be married.
Yeah.
And that's why they're willing to get on this show, because they almost don't care who they're married to. They just want to be a husband or they want to be a wife.
Yeah.
And I started wondering if, toward the end of this whole thing, she was like, yeah, but I want to be a wife. And she even said, I think, to one of her friends, like, I don't really want to start over. And a lot of us don't. Starting over kind of sucks. So if she felt like, Shaq was 75% of what she needed, that might have been enough for her to be like, that's better than starting over from scratch.
That could have been.
Because other than that, I just don't know why. Like, Shaq, I don't see his appeal. I don't think he's a bad looking guy necessarily.
Yeah.
But if her knee-jerk reaction was an attraction for him, then let's just say he's not great looking to her right off the bat, right? So there's that. He doesn't have the masculine attributes that she's looking for, which she said on different occasions.
Yeah.
And we can kind of glean that anyway from the type of family that she has. It seems like the men in her life are a lot different from the Shaq in her life.
That's a fair assessment, yeah.
Yeah, like, I just don't know exactly what made her truly, truly want to continue that marriage, aside to just keep giving him more chances.
I think she fell into a rut. The psychology of it. She initially did not like Shaq. She didn't have an attraction for him. So then he kind of switched it. It's like that whole, you turn the tables. And so he switched that whole thing to where she was trying to have an attraction for him. And then, guess what? You're not being by my side enough. You're not going to these events enough. She's trying to please him. She's trying to show him that she's a good wife. She's dutiful. She's trying. So she got into the rut of trying. And I'm willing to do just about anything I have to do to show you
I'm a good wife.
The quality that I am. And that's what she continued to do. And so by that, even when just think about it. She started out the process with telling him she wasn't attracted. And then when the other couples were sharing the same thing, he came to her because he didn't like her telling him that she wasn't attracted to him. And so her standpoint from the beginning on the honeymoon was, this is what this process is all about, for us to tell each other what we don't like. And in that way we can kind of move on from it. Be totally honest and transparent. That's what she said. And so, but as the process went on, Shaq was the one that was complaining. Shaq was the one that was displeased. Shaq was the one that was telling her, being transparent, you're not fitting my bill. She stopped. The whole thing, as far as her telling him what she didn't like and what his shortcomings were, it stopped.
So you feel like he was able to switch the power dynamic?
Definitely.
In a sense. Okay, so what do you think about him saying he didn't feel like he could be what she wanted or needed?
He is full of crap. Yeah, he's full of crap. Because everything first of all, on his side of it, on her side of it, everything he was asking her to do, she was trying to do it. I'm not saying that she was 100% successful 100% of the time, but everything that he brought up to her, she was working on it. Now, for him to her, or from her to him, he can't be who she. When did she say that, Shaq? You're talking out of the side of your neck.
Well, that was his own assessment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was trying to say that that's something she said.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe, though, that he could have felt inadequate in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that he could have met her dad even and been like, this is not the type of man I am. And in that, I feel like he might have been right, because what might have happened is that they both said yes on decision day, and little by little, Kirsten starts to gain her voice back and be like, you know what? Yeah, you still aren't what I want. And if he could kind of like make that assessment, then it would be wise for him to step back from that. And to be fair, I don't think he is the man that she needs him to be. I don't think he can be. I think he's softer than she needs him to be. When I see that dynamic where the woman is the strong one, you know, and she said as much, you know, like he's the more emotional one, she's the more practical one. Essentially, she may not have said those words exactly, but it was something to that effect. And when I see that dynamic switch, sometimes that is a tough dynamic to work with within a relationship, because it like flips the emotional gender roles. And for her, I believe that could be tiresome. So even if she's not fed up with it yet, even if she were like, you know, well, you know, this is different and I can work with it, etc. I think ultimately, especially with her having the type of brother, the type of dad that she has, I think ultimately he would have been frustrating for her to deal with.
Possibly, but what that does is, even though I believe Shaq is intelligent, I believe many people bring a certain level of intelligence into their relationships. I get it. But one thing many of us we cannot bring into the relationship is psychic abilities. We can't tell the future, okay? He's not a prophet. And so, yeah, he can use his reasoning skills and his powers of deduction, so to speak. Yeah, he can probably do some of those things. But at the end of the day, you're making your best guess. And so until your partner basically voices what your suspicions possibly could be true, you got to go with what they're saying. You got to go with their actions.
I agree, but I mean, they sat on the couch with one of the experts. I can't remember if it was Pastor Cal or Dr. Pepper, and Kirsten was asked directly if Shaq was masculine. She didn't have an answer for that. So I feel like that's something, correct me if I'm wrong, that could be a blow to a man's ego. I don't think most men will want to hear, if somebody set up and asked you on camera, asked me rather, on camera in front of you, if I thought you were masculine and I couldn't say yes. I feel like that would be a blow to your ego.
Oh yeah, I'd be hot as a firecracker.
Yeah.
Bam! So, you know, I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad from that. But I'm not gonna say that there's not a way back from that either. You know, and so we need to talk about this thing. And I understand that it's very difficult to alter a person's perception of you once they've kind of already seen what they thought they've seen and all of that stuff. But at least let's talk about it, and then give me an opportunity to change that perception if I can, because what you think you see, it possibly could be wrong. Or you may see, or you're like, okay, you think I'm soft. But maybe in time, you know, they can maybe an endearing quality. Who knows, you know? But unfortunately, what I'm going to say is, yes, he's very feminine in his ways, and to the point to where he's being led by his feelings, and in that, because he was led by his feelings, and he's the one that said no. All of everything that you just said is true. You know, he's not the right one for her.
Yeah, no, he isn't. Now, what's funny, and this is the last thing I really want to talk about, is that he is, I think, now second guessing his decision.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like that very shortly after, you know, they're doing these shows that kind of capture some of the immediacy of after these decisions haven't been made.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the after party as well, he seems like now he wants to reopen the door, not necessarily immediately for something. And Kirsten, being the stronger person that I think she is not having it.
Good.
So, and again, I wouldn't want it any other way. It's just that, you know, he should have been sure-footed in his decision when he said no. Because if he thought that there was a chance, if he thought that she might be the right person for him, sitting there on that couch on decision day in that ridiculous suit was the only chance he had.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that. And it's going to be too bad. If he lives in regret for that, that's his own choosing.
Let him stick it out. Let him stick it out. And I hope that she sticks by her guns.
I think she will.
And do not revisit that ridiculous
You know how many
stuff.
people are probably in that girl's DM? I mean, she's a very pretty girl, very curvy. No problems.
Yeah,
I'm sure she has her choices right now. So,
but no, I don't revisit that. As the Bible says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and we saw that unfold with this man named Shaq. You know, I want a divorce the same day or a day later. Oh, we might end up back together. Man, shut up.
Right. No, sir.
Shut up. It doesn't make any sense. Anything that you just saying, it makes no sense. No.
So anyway, guys, let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think Shaq made a mistake? I don't, but I think he thinks he might have made a mistake. But do you think he made a mistake? Do you think there's any chance for them to reconcile at any point in the future?
I'm with Pastor Cal. He can't do no better than her.
I don't know. I mean, appearance-wise, he probably won't. But maybe he'll get somebody who's better suited for him. I don't know. Who knows? I know Kirsten can do better in terms of somebody who is more along the lines of the type of guy she's looking for. So, we'll see. Anyway, drop those comments below. Let us know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.